Hey guys, Mike from VTechReviews here, and today we are going to do the 1,000 mile review on my 2026 Nissan Rogue Rock Creek. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and apologies, I know it's windy. You'll hear a little bit of wind. Hopefully I can edit that out before we get to the main video here. But I did want to do a 1,000 mile review video on my 2026 Nissan Rogue Rock Creek edition. For those of you who follow the channel who wanted an update video, this is the 1,000 mile review video, so appreciate that. And again, I'm testing out something new here with the picture-in-picture. Hopefully this doesn't look too bad. This is I'm filming on a Motorola device, but again, all the way around, aesthetically speaking, I really enjoy the vehicle, how it looks. I love the boulder gray color. I love the black accents on the trim up here. The tires look amazing with the Falcon Wall Peak tires. I love the roof rack, even though it hasn't done anything for me as far as usability goes. I haven't needed to use it, luckily. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did get the window tint, or windows in the front tinted. The back already has somewhat of a dark window. It's not tinted though. A lot of these vehicles just come out with the factory. So again, you're probably seeing my big face here. So I did have to zoom in here. So again, we're going to do a quick walk around of the vehicle, again, all the way to the back here. Tail lights are LED, so are the headlights, all the way around. You got anytime daylights. I do love that it has like black accents all the way around. I love the Rock Creek, badging, etc. like that. I do love that the fenders have like somewhat fender flares. They don't stick out though, but that doesn't really need it, honestly, as far as that goes. Just because the car's kind of wide already as is. You do have like this, again, this version down here, or this kind of like trim down there on the bottom. It's not, obviously it's definitely not, what do you call them, for off-roading, but this is just literally hard plastic material. But definitely it's not going to ruin the door here if you hit something higher, if you hit a rock, basically. So yeah, let's go inside and we'll continue the review, guys. Okay guys, we are inside the vehicle and we are doing a POV, and I might do a quick drive for you guys. I'll give you guys my honest opinions. I have, again, you guys can see here that I do have 1,308 miles, so I have already put on 1,000 miles in the month that I've had the vehicle. I did take a trip about a couple weeks ago, and I drove it about, like, I would say around a little over 500 miles just on the trip alone. So I can definitely give you guys feedback on the actual drivability and how it goes on the highway, etc. As far as range goes, also we can talk about that as well. But yeah, as you can see here, guys, just front and motion, right? You do have a very nice leather bolster steering wheel. Love that the Nissan logo, it looks red, but it's actually like the Nissan orange, I believe. So it kind of goes with the theme of the vehicle. Same thing around here. The red stitching, again, I definitely haven't had any issues with any of the buttons here. Unfortunately, a dislike, right, and we'll talk about likes and dislikes in this video, are the fact that you only have a driver side that has automatic up and down. You do not have passenger side up and down. And of course, back windows do not have it, unfortunately. Up top here, as you can see, we do have some pretty beefy some sun visors, and again, this side, they do light up. There is a little light, but it's incandescent light, so no LEDs. Same thing up here, you do have that, and again, you do have this little thing where you can turn on and off the lights with the actual doors opening all the way around. You do have an SOS button up here. Passenger airbag off is going to be displayed right here. Here's your radar for the radar cruise control as well. Again, so here's a dislike, right, guys? So this is something that I really didn't think about when I purchased the vehicle, and a lot of you guys can call me out on not doing my research, etc. like that, but the infotainment system on the Rock Creek is not my favorite. It is basically the same from my the Nissan Sentra that I had. It's like a little nice, like, you know, 8 to 10 inch screen. I don't remember exactly the size of it. I think it's a 10 inch screen. Not the biggest. If you have a Nissan Rogue Platinum Edition, this entire space fills out and the screen goes like from here all the way to like over here. So you do get a bigger screen on the Nissan Rogue Platinum, but for the most part you're going to get this smaller screen on the base, the S models, or I'm sorry, the S, the SVs, the Rock Creek, and I'm not 100% sure on the Nissan Rogue Dark Armor Edition. It might have that, but also some SV trims I have seen them with the bigger screen. So it just depends on the trim of the vehicle that you're getting. Sometimes you might have the upgrades in it. This one does not, unfortunately. I know the Rock Creek in some areas of the U.S. have different features that mine do not. So we'll go down from there. So again, automatic climate control right down here. AC has been great. I haven't had any issues with the AC. You do get heated seats, but you do not get a heated steering wheel. So my Sentra did have a heated steering wheel. In this vehicle, I do not get it, and that's because it costs more. So I don't know why. Different vehicle, obviously, but I don't know why you would not get a heated steering wheel with the price being actually more expensive. Gauge cluster also, it's basically from a Nissan Sentra. I don't know how many vehicles they are sharing this with. I'm not in love with it. I do like the way it looks. I do like seeing actual analog clusters, but I do wish that the middle cluster was a little bit more square. You see how like it kind of blends in with the actual gauge itself with the rounded edges here, and then this portion. But overall, I have no like issues. The screen does look nice, etc. like that. This one also, you know, I can't complain, right? You know, you have different buttons for different things, like, you know, your audio, your connections. It could be laggy at times, but it's not really like, you know, super bad, I would say. I wouldn't think it's super bad. I believe this vehicle does offer internet access also. It does from the Nissan Connect, right? So you click that. You do get call-in assistance and whatnot, but you can get internet access from this vehicle as well. And, you know, you do have a plethora of settings, right, from sound to volume and beeps to your phone menu, etc. like that. And you do get notifications, which I don't have set up with my phone yet, but you can get like your text message notifications through here as well. And again, you want to access your phone, you can just click that, you know, from the actual setting itself. So down here, again, it took me a while to get used to this, but, you know, you have electronic, I guess, parking shifter, right? So on here, again, it's really not hard to use. Basically, you just put your foot on the brake. To put it in reverse, you have to just go like this, and then it'll go into reverse. Right now, it says my parking assist is available. To put it in park, you just hold that down, and then it transitions to park. If you're in park and you want to put it in neutral, you do just have to push it forward for like a couple seconds, and then it puts it in neutral. And then again, if you want to put it in drive, you just press down, and it goes into drive. So you can see there it's in drive already. So let me go ahead and put that back in park for you guys. Again, what I love about this is that you do have the camera over here that gives you front, and then your side, and then your back, right? And of course, if you're in off-road mode, which we'll talk about right now, this does have different modes. You have your turbo mode, which again I've showed you guys in the other video. You have your eco mode, you have auto, and then you do have snow, which I'll never see that down here in South Texas. And then you do have off-road mode. So in off-road mode, it does, let's see if I can get the cameras going over here. Let's see if I can put it in drive just to kind of show you guys. Turn that off really quick. So there we go. So in off-road mode, you do get the side cameras also. So each side mirror does have a camera. So if you're driving, I think as long as you're not going over 10 to 12 miles an hour, you can see what's in front of you, what's in back of you. And the cool part is you can see, like, you know, as you're turning, the little line is going to be your wheel, and there's a little red line right here. Let me see if I can zoom in there. That little red line right there does show you basically like the front bumper, basically. So that's going to be like where you want to stop in case there's something like stuck in front of you. But overall, I have not had any issues as far as like the Let's put this in park. As far as the drive, as far as the systems go here, as far as the screen goes, it's nice and clear. It's actually a lot clearer than my Nissan Sentra SR from last year when I had it, and that was a 2024 model. This is a 26 model, so I can definitely tell that they did upgrade the cameras on this vehicle, right? So again, going back to aesthetics, right? Again, the seats are comfortable and bolstered right here. And this portion, even though it's not leather, it's kind of like a water, I wouldn't say a waterproof, but like a water resistant or liquid resistant material. So if you do have any spills, it should just come off, or it should just like clean off pretty quickly, right? Leather wise, it's comfortable. I haven't had issues. The armrest over here, again, on my side, it's comfortable, so I'm assuming that the driver's side is comfortable also. Again, you got two big cup holders down here. It does have electronic park and auto hold as well, so again, you don't have that foot park. Again, it is auto stop and start, so again, a lot of features I do like, but again, a feature I do dislike is the fact that this version of the Rock Creek did not come with a Qi charger. So if you see here, my phone is laying on a wireless charger that I did have to buy separately, which I'm not a fan of, but at the end of the day, I'm more a fan of wireless than wires, and I do have wires here, you can see. And another thing about the vehicle, let me go ahead and go back to the home menu, is you do not have a wireless CarPlay, right? So this is a $30,000+ vehicle, right? A lot of vehicles depending on the range are getting wireless CarPlay. For whatever reason, this vehicle does not. So I do have an adapter that will let me use wireless CarPlay, which I have right here in my hand. If I can get it out, right, I have one of these, right? It does give me wireless CarPlay, but I'm not a fan of having to use it because sometimes it does freeze, but for the most part, it does work for the most part. Again, you do have your cigarette jack and your little port for if you want to plug in another additional charger here. But yeah, this portion down here, it was a little disappointing. I do like the cup holders. The cup holders do seem very nice. On the side, you do have another cup holder, which I just have like trash and napkins that I've been using. My dog, a bowl for my dog for the road trip over here. And let's go ahead and continue on and talk about the back seat, guys. So here is the view from the back seat, guys. And I unfortunately have not been able to be a passenger princess in my own vehicle, but as you can see here, it's very roomy. I'm about 5'9", and I do get a little bit of space back here as far as foot room, so if you want to kind of stretch out a little bit, you can. This vehicle does have the all-weather mats, so I do have that in the front and the back here, and I do have like a little thing in the trunk area. I probably won't really go over the trunk area, but we do have your own AC vents, right? So if you get cold or for whatever reason, you want to just turn that off, you just have to do this, and it turns off the AC vent in the back. So again, you do get two USB Type-C ports back here. Again, you still have somewhat of similar same armrest, and again, cup holders over here on the side. And then this one also, it does come up right here. So again, I can't complain there as far as that goes. You only get one mat over here, unfortunately. Again, I did take a trip recently, and my mom was in the back seat, so she did put this back here just to get the added sun protection since we are here in Texas. For the most part, though, it's comfortable. I can't complain too much. Just from sitting here, I wouldn't mind just being a passenger in the back seat of this vehicle. It is comfortable. This is comfortable as well. Although I guess if you have drinks here, the armrest might not be as comfortable. You can see somebody left some trash here, probably my mom. But the armrests probably aren't as comfortable. You do see here that it does have connections for child seats, and I believe these seats actually recline back a little bit. So if you press the button on top, which is like right there, you can recline them back a little bit if you want to get a little more comfortable. And of course, the cup holder does go up for more room. So again, I can't complain, guys, so far as the vehicle goes. Let's check this out. For you do have lights per person, I guess. You do get the oh shit bars, by the way, plus a little hook holder up here also. So if you have to, if you're traveling and you're carrying some dry cleaning, like a shirt that needs to be hooked on a hanger so it doesn't get wrinkled, You do get that. You do get the oh shit bars in the front as well. No sunroof, which I really don't care about. I'm really not a fan of the sunroof. I did get this dirty, unfortunately. I did do a vending event recently, and that, unfortunately, I think I something was up here and it like rubbed up against it, so it did get dirty. But it doesn't really. It could probably clean. I just need to find something to clean it with, like a little wet rag and whatnot. But other than that, no complaints back here as far as being a passenger or king or a princess. And again, let's go back to the front seat. The thing that I really have loved is the the automatic up and down, I guess, button with this vehicle. Again, you do have a lot of space, and again, you can see here that I did, move a lot of stuff around. This is trash right here, but again, you do get this padding right here that can be removed and cleaned also. Spare tire on the bottom. Again, my car is a bit of a mess, so I do apologize, but again, that you get plenty of space back here in the vehicle. I haven't had any issues with the trunk. Only caveat is some of the Rock Creeks that I've seen on other review videos have the little weird leg underneath and you go up. This one does not have that, unfortunately. So, and I do like that you do have like a lock when you close option as well. So again, I'm gonna close that up for you guys just so you guys can see that, and then get back to the front seat here. Let's go ahead and get back inside. Hopefully I closed the door right. But yeah, again, I apologize. It is windy, guys. And again, I keep getting this error. I don't know if it's just like, because I got out of the car, but I always get, even when I'm in the car, it says a no key detected thing. But I have the key right here, guys. You can see I have the key right here. So normally what I'll do is I'll just put the key near the actual start button and it'll solve the issue here. Another thing I guess forgot to mention is your space, right? Again, I do have a lot of space over here in the actual armrest area with this. You get your change there, and you can also put like change right here also. There's no charging port in here, unfortunately. I have seen it where some vehicles will have an extra charging port inside, and it does go up into little sections. So I guess this little area is not too comfy. I mean, it's not uncomfy, but it's not too comfy. I guess my only feedback about this area also is cool. You do have space down here as well. But this area, I wouldn't mind it being padded. So again, maybe on the next generation of Nissan Rogues or whatever, they should pad this up. Just because again, when you're driving, you do hit this. So yeah, I guess that's going to be my feedback on that little area. And then let's go ahead and I guess get this on the road, and I'll talk about driving experience, guys. Okay, guys, this is going to be my POV on driving the vehicle. So since I did take the vehicle on a road trip, I'm in a parking lot, by the way, guys, so if you didn't notice that already, I'm in a parking lot. I'm going to pull out and do a little driving for you. So one thing I can tell you just right off the gate is that steering this vehicle is very easy. This is probably one of the easiest steering vehicles I've ever I've ever used and whatnot. It's just been very fun to drive. Steering it is extremely easy, and I just haven't had any issues like maneuvering it whatsoever. The tires, as far as the grip goes, can't complain, right? Like, luckily I haven't had to deal with any rain or anything like that. Here, I'm trying to maneuver the tripod there. Rain or snow, we don't really get that in South Texas. And you can see it's really windy, by the way. Like, the wind is blowing the trees. So apologies if you guys got a lot of wind noise out there. But yeah, for the most part, I've been enjoying driving this vehicle on the road. As far as highway speeds, I had no issue getting this onto the highway ramp and getting up to speed. This vehicle has 200 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. So again, the engine, again, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. Again, 3-cylinder turbo. There's a school bus trying to turn over here, by the way. But a lot of people, like myself, are cautious when it comes to gas. And this vehicle does have a 14.5 gallon tank. So I just filled up yesterday with the gas prices at $3.30 here. Before it goes up, I'm pretty sure it's going to go up to probably like, close to $4 towards the end of the week. And today's Tuesday, so we'll see how that goes. But in most cases, like I haven't had any issues. Usually a full gas tank will last me about a week and a half. When I drove from where I live in South Texas to San Antonio, I got to San Antonio with still half a tank of vehicle. So range wise, you're gonna get a pretty good amount. I'm averaging about 24 miles a gallon right now. It just really depends on like how you drive it though, right? Like I think that if you're driving with a heavy foot all the time and you like to pass people, then that might be something that can hurt you later on, as far as your range, etc., like that. But for me, like I try, I'm in the middle, right? I try to, when I'm in city, I try to drive as modestly as I can, but for the most part, it hasn't been too bad. I haven't really been hurting on the gas and spending a lot of money on gas. Again, I think, like I said, it cost me about $46 to fill up the other day. And you don't have to fill up your gas tank, right? I could have just put like $20-25 and still get probably at least half a tank, or at least 3/4 of a tank, depending how much I have left. So really, it just depends, how you're driving it and how far you need to go. For me, I commute to work about 7 miles going and coming, so I commute about 14 miles a day. And again, if I was just going to work, then it wouldn't be an issue. But the fact is, I do gig work, right? You guys that follow my channel probably already know. I do like home deliveries for like Walmart Spark or Uber Eats, etc., like that. So for me, that's what I do. That's how I've been doing it. And I've been using the vehicle, like I've been enjoying driving it. So really, this is probably one of the more comfortable vehicles I've ever driven, right? Road noise on the highway really wasn't that bad. Because this is the Rock Creek edition, you do have the Falcon Wild Peak tires, so you do hear it a little bit more when you're driving. If you were to just get the regular Nissan Rogue SV, or the Platinum edition, right, which have just regular all season tires or whatever. But for this vehicle, I do love the look of it. I do love the fact that it's a little bit off-roady. Hopefully the video doesn't look too bad here for you guys also. But again, like I love pressing on the gas, because like even though this is a pretty heavy vehicle, probably over like 3,000 pounds, right, it picks up speed so quick. Like that's one thing that I love about this vehicle, opposed to my Nissan Sentra SR, is that this vehicle does pick up speed relatively quick. That 3-cylinder turbo is not a slacker at any means. That 225 pound-feet of torque, you feel it right off the gate. I think the one thing that Nissan really needs to reevaluate and look at is the CVT transmission, right? I think a lot of their vehicle lineups do have it, and this unfortunately does have a CVT transmission. And this is something I failed to mention when we were going over like the aesthetics and the steering wheel. But this vehicle has a paddle shifters behind the wheel, and I've tried using it, and with the CVT transmission, it just doesn't feel the same as like if you had a regular automatic transmission, because when you are upshifting and downshifting a automatic transmission, you feel the shifts, and you can hear the engine, how it accelerates and decelerates, right? And in a vehicle like this with the CVT, you hear the noise that this CVT makes. It's not fun, I'll tell you that much. Let me see if I can downshift. No, okay, right now we're coming to a stop, so I'm gonna have to probably turn that off. But I wish I could show you that, but I'm gonna try to do the downshifting right now once we get to the light here, guys. Again, we're running into like school traffic right now. School is just letting out. I should have really did this video earlier. I was just at home chilling, but I was like, you know what, I'm bored, it's my day off, let's go and let's film some video, and hopefully we can get it's a little bit overcasty, a little bit cloudy today, so I was just like, all right, let's go, let's do this, let's get that 1,000-mile review in today. So yeah, again, let's take a look. I'm gonna try to downshift this. The light turned green, but it looks like it turned red again, so I'm gonna try to turn this back on when the light turns green. Alright guys, we're back, and I'm going to try to downshift just so you guys can hear. That was gear 2, and then this is gear 3. Okay, we are coming to a stop because there's a school bus. So on the way back, I'm going to try to experiment with that, guys. Okay, hold on. We're going to have to just run it back here. Okay, we are back on the road, and again, I'm going to try to downshift this so you guys can hear. So we're right on my dash. It says around 3,000 RPMs, and then I'm gonna upshift to the third gear, right? Which again, this is a CVT, guys. So can't really hear it, and after a minute or after a few seconds, it just shoots back to drive mode. So if I were to move this to manual mode, it would definitely be different. But let me see if I can downshift again. This is third gear. And again, I'm going about 50 miles an hour right now. Speed limit's probably like 40, so hopefully there's no policemen around. But right now, again, I'm in fourth gear. And just downshift back to third so you can hear it. Let me know if you guys can hear it or not. Hopefully you can. But again, upshift to fourth, and then fifth, and then finally sixth. This thing apparently has 7 gears in, or 7 fake gears when it comes to the actual shifting here. So again, it doesn't sound great when it's downshifting and when you're upshifting, and the shift simulations, in my opinion, just are not. They're not good in having a CVT. I'm just not a fan of it. But again, the caveat is having great gas mileage. So that's the one thing that I think Nissan is really trying to go with as far as that is, because this is like I said, this is an SUV that's probably making like 32 to 35 miles a gallon on the highway. And again, I'm not saying that you can't get that with other SUVs, like a Ford Bronco Sport or, the other competition, right? Maybe like a Subaru, right? But, SUVs that have V6s and whatnot tend to have much worse gas mileage than what you would get in a 3-cylinder turbocharged, right? And I think that's why a lot of companies are switching over, especially like Toyota, right? Obviously hybrid vehicles, but not just hybrids, but like your 3-4 cylinder turbocharged engines, or even if for their bigger vehicles, you would get a straight 6 with either a turbo. Look, there's a Nissan Rogue Platinum right there, by the way. Either a straight 6 or not a straight 6, but like a V6 that's turbocharged as well. So again, here, let me fix my camera mount. I had bought it in a new one, and it didn't really work too good. So I'm gonna have to maybe look for another. But anyways, guys, we are here, and we're probably gonna close out the video, guys. Okay, I'm seeing gas is already shooting up to 389. Dang, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and close out the video. We're at a stop line. We'll go ahead and finish out. Okay, guys, we finally got a green light, so hopefully we can close this video out. Again, I do apologize. It is rush hour traffic right now with some of the stops. But I'm gonna just pass this vehicle up because I can, because it's so easy to, and this is one of the reasons why I love it. So yeah, guys, aside from the few negative things from what I dislike about the vehicle, right? You guys saw that I dislike maybe the infotainment system. Speaker wise, the sound system is fine, even though it's not a Bose audio system or anything like that. It does come with a 6-speaker system. I have no issues with the audio quality on the system itself. It comes with Sirius XM. Screen size on the dash does look a little wonky though, so you just have to kind of really look at what you need and versus what you get. As long as it's working for me, as long as it's working, I still get Apple CarPlay whether I connect it or connect my wireless adapter with my GPS when needed, right? No Qi charging, but again, that's not a necessity. That's just something that, is a feature. I can still charge my vehicle with a wire, or again, I bought that wireless Qi charger that again is going to, do the same thing, and I only paid an extra, $20 from Amazon, so there's that. But yeah, I think me just overall enjoying driving this vehicle has been something that I haven't had in the last couple of years. You guys that follow me know that I had a Nissan Sentra. I did like that vehicle at first, and then you get behind the wheel for quite a bit of time, and it just really wasn't what I expected. I'm gonna get behind this vehicle, but only because I'm gonna pull into Target, because I want to hit up Target for some Pokemon to see if they have any. And then what else? Let's see. But again, drivability wise, the comfort of this vehicle is just like the best that I've ever driven, right? I mean, you guys know also that I used to drive a Toyota 4Runner, and I can see why people are shifting, or that why SUVs are more of a common thing now in the US, right? Maybe not in other markets like Japan, China, whatever, right? But I can see the love for SUVs and why people like driving them. I love the size of it also. I don't think it's too big, but I don't think it's too small. Like you can see here next to me, there is a Toyota Raise, which this is a vehicle for Mexico, but I actually do like the size of that. I don't know if I would consider it an SUV, but it does look like a hatchback. But something like that also, I would like to have that like as a secondary vehicle, just to kind of cruise around when I don't want a bigger vehicle to drive in. But for the most part, like I said, guys, I think the one thing I do love about the vehicle are the aesthetics and the pleasure of just driving it, right? The steering is so direct. Honestly, it's easier to drive this than my actual Nissan Sentra, and even my mom's Nissan Sentra. The steering is actually a little tougher, and I'm just trying to figure out why. I guess probably because it has maybe either an electrical or hydraulic steering system. Either way, it's been fun to drive, guys. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed the vehicle, the 1,000 mile review. If I have an update for you guys, I'll go ahead and make an update. Again, we are going to turn into Target over here so that I can just get down, walk around. I've been really not doing anything all day, so they're remodeling this Target also, so definitely I want to check out the inside, see what's going on. But yeah, I just really have been enjoying this vehicle, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the 1,000 mile review. If you guys have any questions or comments, please comment down below. Let me know what you guys think as far as that goes. And again, smash the like button. We'll see you guys next time. Shout out to my boys Trizzy and Tito, and of course Mill Hustles. We'll see you guys next time.